Hello friends, welcome to Net Chemistry. Let us continue with the question number 6, and whoever has not seen up to 5 whatever we have taken in the last video, I am giving a link in the description, you can go through that. Okay, so what is your question number 6? Which one of the following statement about actinides is not correct? The statement first is actinoids are silvery in appearance. That is very much correct. Actinoids are silvery in appearance. And the second option is ionization enthalpy of actinides, okay, is higher than that of lanthanides. They are saying actinides, ionization enthalpy of actinides is higher than lanthanides. They are saying this statement is very much wrong. Why it is wrong? Always ionization enthalpy is depends on the size of the atom. Okay, if size is increasing, ionization enthalpy is decreasing. Okay, size is increasing, ionization enthalpy will be decreasing. Okay, this is the criteria for ionization enthalpy. One more question is there regarding ionization enthalpy. I will explain more what all are the factors affecting the ionization enthalpy. So here the second statement is wrong, and the third statement is actinides are highly active metals. Correct, you know. All the actinides are radioactive elements and it is highly active elements, right? And the fourth statement is actinoids will always show +3 oxidation state. Most common oxidation state is +3. All these statements are correct. Only your statement B is wrong regarding ionization enthalpy. Lanthanides is having higher ionization enthalpy than the actinides. And coming to your question number 7. Which one of the following is the correct order of the ionic radius? Which one is correct, they are asking. If you are seeing, all these are isoelectronic species. What is isoelectronic species? Same number of electrons are there. If you are seeing the first option, F minus, O2 minus and Na plus. So F minus is having how many electron? Fluorine is 9 electron and 1 minus charge is there. This is having 10 electron, and O2 minus 8 plus 2 10 electrons, right? Na plus 11 electrons are there, 1 positive charge, so 10 electrons. So this is an isoelectronic species they have given. If this is the case, you have to see always anions will be larger in size, right? Anions will be coming first, then neutral elements will come, then cationic size will be always smaller, right? This is the order of size, right? Anions will come first, then neutral, then cationic. If that is the case, F minus or O2 minus has to come first. O2, this order if you are arranging, it should be like O2 minus is having the higher size, right? That is the larger anion. Then it should be F minus, then Na plus, right? That is the order, right? But here it is, the second option also is wrong. If it was like this, O2 minus will be the larger size and F minus, then Na plus will be the correct. And the third option is H minus, H and H plus. Here if you are seeing, anions have come first, then neutral, then cationic species have come. And here also it is wrong. This is a 10 electron system, right? Nitrogen, this is having N3 minus 10 electron, Mg2 plus means 12 minus 2, you will be getting 10 electron system, Al3 plus, this is also 13 minus 3, 10 electron system, right? This is also an isoelectronic species. N3 minus is larger in size. So your option is option number C about question number 7. Okay, size you have to compare. Anionic radius will be larger, then neutral, then cationic size will be more. And your question number 8 is, which one of the following element is having the highest second ionization energy? And your option A is boron, B is beryllium, boron, beryllium, magnesium, aluminum, they had given the option. Which one is having the highest second ionization energy? Your option A is correct. Okay, boron is having the highest second ionization energy. So what do you mean by ionization energy? Ionization energy is the energy required to remove an electron from the outermost shell, right? That is what ionization energy. And it depends upon mainly 3 factors. First factor, it is depending on the size, and the second factor is shielding effect, okay, and the third factor is effective nuclear charge, will say. So these all are the factors, always depends on the ionization energy. Size we have seen in the case of actinoids itself. Size, as the size is increasing, ionization energy will be decreasing. So down the group, if you are seeing down the group, ionization energy always decreasing. So if you are having boron and aluminum, okay, boron, aluminum, gallium, indium, thallium, right? This is the series. Boron and aluminum compared to aluminum, boron is having the highest ionization energy, okay. Whether it is the first ionization energy, second ionization energy, same the group, down the group ionization energy always decreasing, okay. So boron is having the highest ionization energy than aluminum. Aluminum is coming the second, okay. And the next one is shielding effect. How the shielding effect? S orbital will be shielding more, S, P, D, F. This is the order, okay. So S electrons will shield more effectively. And the third one is effective nuclear charge. As the nuclear charge is increasing, ionization energy also will be increasing. Along the period, if you are seeing, as size is increasing, effective nuclear charge also will be increasing, hence ionization energy also will be increasing. So along the period, ionization energy is increasing. Again, it depends on this shielding effect, okay, how effectively the electrons are shielded, that based on that only along the period. So the trend is not proper along the series. So we will see, first is lithium, right, lithium, beryllium, boron, right, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, then neon, right. Along the period, how it is behaving, we will see. So lithium is having 5.3. Along the period, if you see lithium is having, this is the first ionization energy I have written, lithium is having 5.3 and beryllium, if you are seeing, 9.3, and here boron is having somewhat less first ionization energy, okay. This is the question is second ionization energy. I have written all first ionization energy. Here it is a variation it was showing, and if you are seeing then carbon, then here it is for nitrogen, first ionization energy is slightly higher than the oxygen. So boron and nitrogen case, if you are seeing, the trend is not along the period, it is not same. What happened to the boron? If you are seeing first ionization energy, the electronic configuration is Ns2 Np1, right. First ionization energy means this P1 electron has to remove, right. P1 electron is removing means S electrons are inside. So this is easy to, it is very easy to remove this P electron. So first ionization energy is lower for boron atom. And coming to the second ionization energy, what will happen? Again the electron has to remove from Ns orbital. So shielding effect will be there, and it is a completely filled orbital. So it is not easy to remove the electron from the boron atom. So second ionization energy will be always larger. And coming to the case of nitrogen, if you are seeing, what is the electronic configuration? Ns2 Np3, right. If you are seeing, this is a half filled orbital, right. Np3 is a half filled orbital, so it is difficult to remove an electron from this Np3 orbital because of the stability. That is why it is showing a higher ionization energy than oxygen. So the trend will be like that, how the shielding effect and effective nuclear charge. So our question we will see, our options is boron, beryllium, magnesium and aluminum. You have to keep these things in mind while answering for this ionization energy problems. So coming to the boron, the same case, second ionization energy is higher. Why? It is Ns2 Np1 electron. So removing this first ionization energy is very less, but coming to the second ionization energy will be higher. But in case of beryllium, if you are seeing, electronic configuration is Ns2, right, Ns2, and first ionization energy, this Ns2 electron removing is very difficult. So first ionization energy will be high for beryllium, and if it is coming to the first ionization, one ionization energy I have given, so it has become Ns1 configuration. So again removing this electron will be easier. So second ionization energy will be less compared to first ionization energy. And coming to the magnesium, beryllium and magnesium is in the same group, right? So that also Ns2 electronic configuration, first ionization energy is higher, then second ionization energy is lower. And coming to the aluminum, aluminum is also in the Ns2 NP1 configuration. NP1 is easy to remove. First ionization energy is very less, but it is coming to the NS2 case. Second ionization energy is larger. Okay. Second ionization energy is more than the first ionization energy. So, two option you got now. Second ionization energy is high. One is aluminum and boron. Then what you have to consider? You have to consider the size of the atom. So, boron and aluminum, if you are considering down the group, size will be increasing, ionization energy is decreasing. So, compared to aluminum, boron is having higher ionization energy. Clear? This is the concept of ionization energy. One more term is there, electron affinity, that I will explain in the last of this video. Okay. Next is question number 9. Already we have solved. It is about with cobalt metal 2 ligand fluorine and ammonia. One is acting as cobalt COF6 minus 3 and CONH3 6 times plus 3 they have given. These two options. One is high spin and paramagnetic in nature. The other option cobalt ammonia ligand with cobalt, it will be low spin and diamagnetic in nature. Both the statements are correct. In detail explanation we have done in a coordination chemistry. All the questions we have solved together. So question number 9 we can leave. So question number 10 is regarding which one of the following statement is correct regarding the solubility of two compound they have given. One is lithium fluoride and other is cesium iodide they had given. Okay. One they are saying this is having a high lattice enthalpy and cesium iodide is having a higher hydration energy. Both statements, why it is low solubility, it is shown. Both the statements are correct. Solubility of a compound depends on two factors. One is lattice enthalpy, we will say. What is lattice enthalpy? Two ions combine together to form a crystal. That energy required to combine those two ions, or else two gaseous molecules combine together to form a crystalline form. Sodium plus chlorine gas combine together to form sodium chloride. That is what lattice energy we know. So that is a combination. That is the energy required. That is what lattice energy. Second one is hydration energy. Okay. What it is hydration energy? One, how a compound is getting hydrated. That is what one water molecule is inserting. That is what hydration. So two terms it has depends on. One is lattice enthalpy and hydration enthalpy. So if you suppose if the lattice enthalpy is more, this is more and hydration enthalpy is smaller, then what will happen? Lattice enthalpy is more means it tend to crystal, right? It will not dissolve. So solubility product will be less. Clear? If lattice enthalpy is more means the compound is tried to be crystallized form, and hydration enthalpy is the energy required to insert one hydrate ion. If it is hydrating, that energy is less means solubility will be less. And the second is, if hydration enthalpy is larger than lattice enthalpy, this is more means this will be more soluble, right? This is the two condition for the solubility. And here in the case of lithium fluoride, they were saying lattice enthalpy is more. Lattice enthalpy is more means it will be low soluble, right? Whether the lattice enthalpy is more for this? Yes, lattice enthalpy is more. Why? Because lithium and fluorine both are smaller in size. If smaller in size, lattice enthalpy will be more. And coming to the second option, cesium and iodine. This both ions, this is a very larger in size. Cesium also larger in size, iodine also larger in size. If larger in size means what will happen? If size is more, hydration enthalpy will be low. Okay, if hydration enthalpy is low, it will not be soluble. So both the option is correct. And your question number 11 is about radius ratio. Radius ratio lies between 0.73 to 0.99. What is the coordination number they are asking? What is first of all radius ratio? Radius ratio is the ratio of radius of cation is to radius of anion. This value is always less than 1. Why? Because anionic radius will always be larger than the cationic radius. And there is a set they were giving 0.155 to 0.225. This is a planar triangular structure. Planar triangular, an example I am writing B2O3 and the coordination number will be 3. Okay, and 0.225 to 0.414. then it will be tetrahedral in shape, and for example zinc sulfide is an example, and coordination number will be 4. Okay, 0.4142, 0.732. then the structure will be octahedral, and example I am writing sodium chloride, coordination number will be 6. Okay, 0.732, 0.999 or 1. then the structure will be cubical structure. For example cesium chloride structure, coordination number will be 8. This is what all about radius ratio. This all are the structure, this all are the coordination number. It might be they will ask some other question, so these all are the options. Your question number 12 is about thermal stability. Okay, which one of the following carbonate? So I will be telling, this depends on thermal stability, is depends on the ionic character, ionic nature. Okay, how the ionic nature you are finding out? As the down the group the ionic size will be, this is what, cationic size is increasing, then ionic character also will be increasing. About thermal stability, if your ionic size, ionic character will be increasing, thermal stability also will be increasing. Both depends. Okay, directly proportional. So your option is beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, right? This is the option. Strontium is not there. Barium carbonate, calcium carbonate, magnesium carbonate, beryllium carbonate, right? This is the option. Which one is having more thermal stability? Barium carbonate will be having more thermal stability, then calcium carbonate, then magnesium carbonate, then beryllium carbonate. Your option A is saying the right. Barium carbonate will be having more thermal stability than calcium carbonate, then magnesium carbonate, then beryllium carbonate. Okay, clear. Okay, now your question number 13 is about covalency. This is the here if you are seeing all the anions are same, anionic part will be same, cationic part is different, right? This is the cationic part. So cationic size is increasing, cationic character is increasing, thermal stability will be increasing. That is what ionic character. And your question number 13 is about covalent character of the halides. They asked all the cation is same, aluminum, right? Aluminum fluoride, aluminum chloride, mean iodine they have given, right? So as the anionic size is increasing, covalency also is increasing. So iodine is more larger in size, right, than compared to fluorine. Fluorine is smaller in size. So covalent character, your option is aluminum iodide will be more covalent than aluminum fluoride. This is the order of covalency for your halides. That is what your question number 13 answer is this. Aluminum as the anionic size is increasing, covalency will be increasing. And the question number 14 is, for a solid substance, if it is color is due to what you know, F's and S's, right? F's and S's, they have given the option Schottky defect, Frenkel defect, and interstitial position electron. No, interstitial position and F's and S's. What is responsible for color in a solid? In a crystal, F's and S's are responsible for the color. So one more thing I would like to say, first itself when about ionization energy I am speaking, I said electron affinity another time. What is electron affinity? The energy released when an electron is added to a neutral atom. Okay, if you are seeing, I am writing the periodic table, all the elements: fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. Okay, here if you see electron affinity case, if you are seeing here, this group is having the highest electron affinity element. This is very easy to attract an electron towards it. In this group, if you are taking, fluorine is somewhat smaller than chlorine. So chlorine is having the highest electron affinity than fluorine, then bromine and iodine. This is the order. And here if you are seeing, what is the electron affinity order? Oxygen group, sulfur is having the highest, then selenium, then tellurium, then oxygen it is coming. Okay, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, then only oxygen will come. And here if it is a nitrogen family, if you are seeing, this will not accept any more electron. So this is an electron affinity negative group is saying, if nitrogen is having minus value, some minus value electron affinity value it is having, this is called electron affinity negative element. So we'll see what is the electron affinity order. Antimony is having the highest, then arsenic, then phosphorus. Nitrogen is having very less electron affinity. Okay, again coming to the carbon family, silicon is having the highest electron affinity than carbon, then germanium, tin. Okay, and coming to the boron family, the same like oxygen family, it is having aluminum, gallium, indium, then boron. How the oxygen family behaves, the same way only electron affinity it is behaving. So if this time they asked about ionization energy, they may, all the periodic properties are included in your syllabus. Might be they asked about electron affinity also. So you have to see the possibilities of the question. So up to 14 we have solved today. We will be continuing with the question number 15 onwards. Okay, so few questions from coordination chemistry, so many questions we have solved. We will skip that, again we will not take that. If you have not seen that video, please go through that part 1, part 2, all the things I have uploaded. You can go and check those things also. And if you want to know something, if you want to suggest me something, you can leave comments. I will go through that and I will definitely consider it, and hope you understand it well. To be continued. Thank you for watching.